runaway train. You call another shots. You strip a lightning. You're in love.
Hey everybody, welcome to archeryaddicts.com. Today we're going to be looking at the Ross Crave 31.5. This is my absolute sneaker bow of the year. When I got this bow in, I was expecting good quality. What I was not expecting was short brace height bow being as stable as it is. The specs on this bow, like I say, it's a 31.5 inch axle to axle bow. It comes in draw lengths from 26 to 30, draw weights from 50 to 70. It has a brace height of 6.5 inches. The reported IBO, or the advertised IBO, is 335, and the let-off is 80%. I just want to address real quick the IBO. I understand that different bows coming out of the factory will perform a little bit differently. I don't think this is a fluke bow. It's very, very solid and very, very impressive in the speed department. Like I say, they advertise an IBO of 335. Well, I shot a 366 grain arrow. I think I shot a 3-shot group, and the average speed was 324. Put that in your calculators, 20 grains on the string. It comes out at a 345 IBO. I was not expecting that kind of speed. We'll get into some of that here in a little bit. What we're going to do right now, we'll take a close look at the bow, and I'll explain some of its accessories, and we'll be right back. So as you guys can see, the bow has some very nice features on it. A couple of things that I'd like to see them address. The stabilizer bushing, it's drilled right into the riser. A bow at this mid-price should probably have a stainless steel bushing in there for that. You also notice the draw modules. They are drilled out, and there's not a slot for any fine tuning. That's okay. I'd really prefer to see a slot in there though. And the third thing is draw specific modules. I understand on a 2-track right now you have to. It would be nice to see rotating mods on this. The industry seems to be going to that. I think it's a phenomenal idea. Just those are the only minor flaws I can find on this. I will tell you, this is one of the most accurate bows that I have owned in a number of years. It has a distinct feel to it. I really like this bow. And let's, as a matter of fact, why don't we take a look at some footage of me shooting the bow at the range, and then we'll come back and I'll give you the final report card on it. Ross Crave. Short, very short axle-to-axle bow, one of the most stable bows that I've tested so far this year. Also one of the quickest. Unbelievable bow. This is quickly becoming one of the favorites, and I'll give you some of my impressions on the draw. very stiff. If it's set at 70 pounds, she kind of feels like 70 pounds. But it's very smooth. There's a very, very slight hump going into transitioning into the valley. Not bad at all. Like I say, really smooth, dead at the shock. There is a little bit of vibration, but it's very, very manageable. And this is, without a doubt, the most accurate bow that I've shot so far this year. A couple of very minor things that I'd like to see changed. One is the stabilizer doesn't have a bushing, it's just drilled directly into the riser. I have talked to Mike Osborne about that. That's something I'm probably going to change in the future. Other than that, there's really not anything horribly bad about this bow. I like it. I was not expecting to like it at all when I first got it. But I'm very sold, very, very happy with where the company's going right now, technology-wise, and just absolutely love this bow. And fast. Welcome back. As you guys can see, the thing is a real shooter. It's relatively quiet. The thing doesn't, it's got a little bit of jump to it, but you put a stabilizer on it and the thing just quiets right down. I really enjoy this bow. It is an absolute sneaker. Go over the report card real quick. Under factory options, they got 8 out of 10 points because they only offer one camo. Fit and finish, I gave them a 9. The only reason I gave them a 9, like I stated before, where the stabilizer hole is drilled right into the riser, I'd like to see a bushing in there. Not a big deal. It works. It's effective. There's nothing wrong with it. I'd prefer to see the bushing in there, so had to take a little bit away from that. Cost comparison, 5 of 5. It's right there below the $850 mark. I think they're $849 MSRP. Well worth every dime you're going to drop on it. Strings, 5 out of 5. Winner's Choice strings. Being an Oregon boy, I've shot Winner's Choice quite a bit before in the past. Phenomenal strings on top of that, going outside the box with this color option. The orange and black, of course, Oregon State Beavers, orange and black. But orange and black comes standard, adds a nice pop to the bow. It really looks good, so kudos for that one. Factory setup, would have got a 10 out of 10 on this one, but it came in right at spec. I mean, the thing was just unbelievable. The downside, she came in at 74 pounds. Not a big deal. You can back it down, but at 74 pounds, we got to figure the average Joe walks in, might shoot 60 to 70 pounds. He grabs a 74 pounder. There's a little pain involved there. So, coming from the factory, I'd like to see him closer to 70 than 75. So, knocked a point off for that. Draw cycle. They got an 8 out of 10 on the draw cycle. You can see in the video, it's stiff. I think I even mentioned it in the video that it's stiff. When it was at 74 pounds and I was shooting that video, it felt like 74 pounds. And I've since backed it down and it's now 70. At 70 pounds, it's manageable. It is stiff, but it's smooth. Like I say, very, very manageable, but 70 pounds is 70 pounds. There is a slight hump going into the valley. It's a controllable hump, and I think you guys know what I'm talking about. You can actually control how smooth you go into it. There's some out there you just absolutely can't. Drops in like you're falling off a cliff. This is not like that. Very, very nice. The valley on it is not long, but it's very acceptable. For those of you that were infinity shooters last year, have felt the valley on that, there is more valley on this than there was on the infinity. So that I give you. It's not quite a vengeance, but it's got plenty of valley and it holds just rock solid. Feel, got a 10 out of 10. I love the way this bow feels. Similar to my High Country X10. It's not, it doesn't just sit dead, but the way I like to explain it is it feels powerful. And I mean, it absolutely feels powerful when you shoot this thing. Not vibrating, just, it's like dropping the Thor's hammer. You've got that authoritative feel to it. I really like that. It is relatively quiet. Like you saw, you know, there's a little jump without a stabilizer. Put a stabilizer on and she's just fine. Tunability, gave her an 8. That goes right back to having the drilled out holes for your draw stops instead of having the adjustable slots. Other than that, of course, you know, a 2-track can't be too hard. Shot, gave her a 10. Relatively quiet, especially for the speeds that it's getting. You know, pretty vibration and recoil free. I really enjoy shooting this bow. Accuracy, I wish I could give extra credit points. I've said that before, and maybe I need to come up with some kind of system that I can do that, but this is the most accurate bow I have shot in the last 5-6 years. I can't explain why. Who the heck knows, but at 50 yards I've been drilling, you know, what is normally a 30-yard group. So very, very small. Yes, elk guide, that'd be like this, not like yours, like this. Very, very accurate. And again, IBO rating, of course, wish I could give them extra credit on that. 10 out of 10. IBO is 345. The thing is just absolutely throwing bullets. It's great. Technically, it scores a 92 on the grading scale. And I think it has earned that score. It is a very, very good bow. You know, a couple of minor changes and it'll be right up there in the, you know, 98 score. But what I can't give you is what my own personal score would be. And after shooting this bow, I would have to give it a 99. This is probably the best bow. Well, it ties with 2 others right now at the absolute top for performance and just absolute ease of shooting. Phenomenal bow. You know, I could blather on all night about it, but I'll shut up now for those of you that know me. Great camo, great bow. You absolutely cannot go wrong buying that bow. I will go to my grave saying you will not be sorry buying this bow. Just a phenomenal bow. So, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to jump on the website, www.archeryaddicts.com. Look me up, I'm DOA Guide. PM me questions, start a thread, just ask. I'll answer any questions that you might have. For now, that's it. See ya.